Hello, welcome back to Tactical Tuesday with Johnny Tiger on March 16th, 2021. Sorry about that little bit of jiggle there, trying to make sure that it was recording. I actually had that happened once where I went through a 20-minute video and then realized that the camera wasn't even on. Ah, the joy of being blind, I'm telling you. Now, a couple of episodes ago, we talked about several common household items for self-defense. And during that, I showed a pair of scissors, such as these. These are awesome. Like, this is a Knuckle scissors, right? Some of you already recognize this. It's one of the best scissors I've ever had. It's almost like $100, of course. It's an expensive pair of scissors, but it's really heavy duty. Cut almost anything you can apply to it. Well, I mean, you know, if you want to do crazy things like trying to cut an engine block or something like that, then it's not going to do it. But almost anything you can think of that you need a scissor for around the house, clove, uh, a big chunk of meat, or even up to a lot of metallic items, plastic items. This can cut through it, no problem, right? On top of that, it has an interesting feature that some scissors have, which is you can split the blade in half, and you have one blade. You have the one blade in each hand, and this, as I showed, can be great in a self-defense scenario. You use these almost like Karambit, except you're using them like spikes rather than knives. In that case, it wasn't what this was designed to do. This was made to split apart because it's made for easy cleaning. If you have gunk and stuff like that that dirty the blade, you can take it apart and wash them individually. But it's made for a great self-defense application. However, not everyone's going to carry something like this around with them all the time, and not everyone wants to invest in a $100 pair of scissors. Although, with a lifetime warranty, I really recommend it. I'm not even affiliated with Knuckle, but I really recommend their stuff. Get their scissors, get their kitchen knife, their steak knives are really good. They have just a lot of good stuff. Are they overpriced? Definitely. But they're not as overpriced as some people may think, considering the kind of quality you're getting with Knuckle. But that's a different topic for a different day. Um, so back to our original topic. Not everyone's going to end up with a pair of scissors like these. Not everyone's going to have a pair of scissors that can split apart, so they can use it like a karambit. So today we're going to talk a little bit more about scissors, and I'm going to show you guys what happens if you only have a cheap $2 pair of scissors like this one. That can't split apart, that is not really heavy duty, you can't bash someone's head in with them, they're not even all that sharp to begin with. How can you use something like this in a self-defense scenario? I am going to show you guys four different ways, four different holds for scissors in the fighting application. I'm going to show you guys why I think there's really only two ways to do it. There are two of the four ways that, are, in my opinion, are garbage. Hold number one, or technique number one. This is a forward scissor grip. Forward scissor grip. What is this? It's you have your ring finger and your index finger each through one of the loop of the scissor. So your middle finger is between the two loops, the two handles of the scissor. So when you make a fist, this scissor now protrude out the front of your fist like the claw of the superhero Wolverine, and it's not going to close because your middle finger is in between the two handles, stopping it from closing. And with this grip, you can hit someone by whipping the scissor at someone with the flat of the scissor, it can stay really nimble in your hand, and you can whip it, and you can punch or thrust or stab with this. And this is form number one. Form number two is the push dagger grip. Push dagger grip. So I'm going to have the one handle inside my fist, and the blade that is attached to that handle come out from between my ring finger, my index finger and middle finger, like this, like I'm holding a dagger that's coming out from the front of my fist, and I'm going to lay my thumb on the other handle, just so this other piece is not wiggling all over the place, right? So to come out my fist, I hold it, and then I anchor my thumb against the other handle. Now, this is feel a little bit arthritic. I know this is feels like a really awkward grip, but a scissor is an awkward self-defense tool. Okay? If we are trying to work with something that is really not meant for self-defense, so a little bit discomfort, a little bit of awkwardness is to be expected. So in this grip, I can again punch and stab with the forward blade, and I can backhand with the other blade that's pointing towards the back of my fist. Okay, stab, backhand, right? And because I'm holding onto one of the handles is in my hand, so I can apply a lot of force onto this forward stabbing motion. Those are your first two forms of how to hold a scissor in a fight. However, those are also the two forms that, in my opinion, pure garbage. I'll tell you why. Let's look at the first one, the forward scissor grip. My ring finger, my index finger are through the handles. My middle finger is in between, and I close my hand, make a fist, and this scissor now act like a claw. This, on the surface, this look like a very good form because it lets you punch, lets you whip the scissor at someone with the flat of the scissor. It's very tight and controlled, very not easy to control. But what happened with this grip is if someone was quick enough, and don't forget, this is not a knife. This is not all that sharp. It's pointy. If you strike it with enough force, it's going to penetrate someone. But it's not that sharp on the side. Okay? So essentially what's going to happen if the person is strong enough, crazy enough, quick enough, is when you do this grip, they're going to wrap their whole hand around the front end of the scissors. Alright? If they wrap their hand around both blades of the scissor and clamp down, you're stuck. Your middle finger is trapped between the two handles. You can't even let go, even if you want to. You're stuck. You're stuck in this position. They can break your finger by twisting this. They can do all kinds of stuff to you. It won't hurt their hand because it's not sharp on the outside. So if they clamp their hand down on the two blades and just squeeze in, there's no way for you to extract your scissors. You're stuck. Okay? This is why this first form is garbage. Second form, push dagger grip. Same thing, okay? Holding on to one handle, blade come out between middle finger and index finger, thumb anchored against the cross piece, the other handle, like a dagger. You can punch, you can slash, you can backhand. But what's happening here is this is still very easy for the other person to just smack their hand down on it and close. Okay, and because in this grip there's nothing anchoring the other blade other than your thumb. So your thumb is not going to be able to contest against the other person's whole hand, squeezing the blade together, squeezing the blade together. And again, what happened here is once you squeeze the blade together, your middle finger or your index finger is going to get trapped by the two handles, and you won't be able to pull away. You won't be able to twist this out of their grasp. So this is why both of these techniques are garbage. Um, if you or your someone you know teach you or teach these two techniques, then I'm sorry if this offended them, but it's just not safe. Okay, it's not just not safe. Now I'm going to show you guys technique number 3 and number 4, which are the much better, although on the surface look very awkward techniques. Technique number 3 is the Karambit grip, the Karambit grip, which is I'm going to turn the scissor upside down, have my index finger through one of the handle, just like a karambit. So now one of the blade is pointing straight down, and the other handle is here pointing at me. And the important part about this karambit grip is you don't want to close your fist all the way, because if you close your fist all the way, this cross blade, this blade that is under your pinky finger, and if it wiggle, it's going to hurt your finger. You're going to lose your grip. So what you want to do with this grip is you want to have a relatively loose grip. See how I have my index finger through the loop, the one of the handle, and my thumb and my pinky finger are slightly spread, anchoring the cross blade. So this cross blade won't get wiggle around too much and hurt my hand if I make a solid contact. I almost look like I'm making a gang sign or a magical gesture. So this is how you want to hold it. The only thing anchoring this middle blade is the handle hanging on my index finger, and my ring finger and my middle finger flat against the blade, and then my thumb and my pinky finger are spread to anchor the middle blade. Okay, so in this case, I can still punch with this. I can punch with this. I can strike with like a hammer fist. Okay, and why is this much better? Because look how wide the blades are 90 degrees to each other. So for the other person to grab them, it's a lot harder. It's a lot harder. Not to mention, if they try to squeeze this, all I have to do is close my hand around the handle, around the handle that hanging on my index finger. I close my fist. There's no way that's going to squeeze the blades together because my whole fist is in the way. Okay, so there's no way for them to squeeze me. There's no way for them to do that. And it gives me a lot of attack options. I can still grab with my uh, fingers. I can still uh, block with the two blades of the scissor. I can punch. I can hammer. I can uh, do a lot of other things that basically afford me by a regular karambit. I can do a lot of them like with the scissors in the karambit grip. Okay, but remember, you do not want to keep your hand closed because when this blade wiggle, it's going to hurt your pinky finger. You want to keep your pinky and thumb spread, anchor it with your uh, index finger, middle finger, ring finger, and like that. Okay, so the hand is almost like that Spider-Man hand gesture. Spider-Man hand gesture, almost like that. Technique number 4, the brass knuckle grip. The brass knuckle grip. What is that? Just like the first one, the claw, the forward scissor grip, where it looked like a claw, but I'm going to hold it in reverse. So rather than having the scissor pointing forward, I'm going to have the scissor point at me. This is very counterintuitive because when we work with blades, we always say don't point the blade at yourself. But in this case, you want to point this back at you. Put your index finger and your ring finger through the loop. Close your fist. Now I have two fingers protected by the handle. I can punch, and this acts like a brass knuckle when I punch. This gives me a lot of driving force, punching force, striking force, and it's not going to get grabbed by the other person. Okay, if they can try to grab my fist, but then I can get out of it with any kind of wrist escape technique. You they won't be able to squeeze my scissor together to trap me. You know? So this is a good striking option. And in this form, you can still employ the blade by doing a reverse stab. So let's say I'm striking with my fist, I'm striking with my fist, and there comes a time where I need to employ the blade of the scissors. Then all I have to do is flick my hand forward, like I'm showing them my palm. That will expose the blade and can drive this blade down. Drive this blade down and then retract it, hide it with my forearm, punch with my fist, punch with my fist, drive the blade in, punch with my fist, drive the blade in. Okay? It's a lot more secure than the forward scissor grip. Again, remember this is just not ideal for self-defense tool. Carry a knife, carry whatever, that's things that are actually made for self-defense, please. But if you just get caught flat-footed in the middle of a origami making class or a sewing class, then maybe this will become useful. Quick review: the two useful grips is the Karambit style grip with your index finger through the handle, the cross blade anchored on your thumb and pinky finger. Remember this Spider-Man hand gesture, Spider-Man hand gesture, okay, with the middle finger and ring finger curled in to anchor the main blade, and your thumb and your pinky finger spread out to anchor the cross blade. This way you can hammer, you can stab, you can block, okay, and there's no way for them to actively squeeze your blade together. Okay? And also, the brass knuckle grip, reverse the scissors so it points toward you, put your index finger, ring finger through the handle and make a fist. Now you can punch, and this acts like a brass knuckle, protecting your knuckle. And then, if you need to, do a palm strike and lead with the blade of the scissor. Thank you for checking out today's Tactical Tuesday. We'll be back again tomorrow for Wisdom Wednesday. Almost forgot that one. For now, have a good night.